Hi, everybody. My name is Casey. Welcome to those of you who are new, and welcome back to those who have been here before. So, if you've watched any of my content, you know I love talking about the Great American Songbook. But lately, I've been seeing a lot of videos about the history of the Disney movie musical, whether that be some of the original ones, the format of the Disney Golden Era, deep analysis of the new ones. And all of that has been really fun and amazing to watch. But did you know that there is so much more to the history of the Disney movie musical than meets the eye? Because so many people are just talking about these movie musicals from the point of view of Disney, right? So let's take a look at the history that actually led up to Disney developing their own formulas. Nothing exists in a vacuum, right? So I am excited to announce I will be doing a new series talking about just this. So today we're just going to walk through a brief overview of kind of what's to come. And I'm excited to kind of continue to dive deeper and deeper as this series goes along. The roots of the modern musical can really be pointed back to the operettas and revues of the late 19th century, like Gilbert and Sullivan. These productions combined music, humor, and social commentary into this theatrical format that really set the stage for future developments. Specifically, the operettas and revues of the late 19th century integrated music with narrative storytelling in a more cohesive manner than had previously been done. These productions use songs not merely as interludes as they were beforehand, they actually integrated them into the plot to help develop the characters and reflect on the narrative a little bit deeper. And so it really laid the foundation for the entire changes in musical theater to come that led to the Disney movie musical. Next up, we have Jerome Kern and kind of the birth of the American musical, right? So, Jerome Kern was this majorly pivotal figure in American musical theater. He pioneered the real true integration of the story into the music with works like Showboat that he collaborated with Oscar Hammerstein II on. That was in 1927. Kern's innovations, including the use of music to advance the plot and develop characters, really laid the foundation for the golden age of the American musical. Even more than the works of Gilbert and Sullivan, Kern was able to really integrate music into the storytelling of the show with a more cohesive narrative in a way that had never been done before. Next up, we have the golden age of Broadway. The 1920s through 1940s really characterized the golden age of Broadway. That's why we call it the Great American Songbook, right? That's kind of the core pinnacle years. And ultimately, it really was characterized by the integration of song, dance, and narrative to create cohesive theatrical experiences. Kern's contributions really influenced these subsequent composers and lyricists, shaping the development of musical theater storytelling with shows like Oklahoma in 1943 by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Next up, we get to the early Disney animated features, talking about like the 1930s to the 1950s. Ultimately, Walt Disney's animated features like Snow White in 1937 really pioneered the integration of music and storytelling in animation. These films use songs not just as entertainment or interludes, but also as a means to advance the plot and develop characters, which is something that we love to see in these movies now. It set a huge precedent for the future of Disney movie musicals. Around that same time, we also had the Rodgers and Hammerstein Revolution, kind of especially in the 1940s to 1950s. Ultimately, Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II further revolutionized musical theater with their collaboration, which really their first super well known piece that did this was Oklahoma in 1943. So their works really integrated songs more seamlessly into the storyline, and explored complex themes and characters in shows like Carousel, South Pacific, and The Sound of Music. I have to say, if there is any one musical from this era that a lot of people still know today, it would definitely be The Sound of Music, right? Anyways, this era really emphasized narrative depth and emotional resonance in a way that had not been done previously, and again influenced that future of musical storytelling. Next up, we have Stephen Sondheim's influence. And this, he started kind of in the 1950s and worked up until nearly his death in 2021. Ultimately, Stephen Sondheim emerged as this completely transformative figure in musical theater. So he was known for his complex, introspective lyrics, and his works such as West Side Story, Company, Sweeney Todd, and Into the Woods really pushed the boundaries of what traditional musical theater could be. He was absolutely spectacular. He's one of my favorite composers of all time. Anyways, his innovative approach to character development and thematic exploration really has had a profound impact on all musical theater and all movie musicals since then. Next, we get into Disney's real full fledged entry into musical films. So, in the late 20th century, Disney started not only just incorporating music into the storytelling a little bit, they didn't just have a few musical numbers. No, they turned their animated films into full scale movie musicals, which of course we all love. This kind of started with The Little Mermaid in 1989. And at that point, Disney combined traditional animation with Broadway inspired music in a fully fledged way. Ultimately, the success of subsequent films like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and The Lion King really solidified Disney's reputation, revitalizing the movie musical genre. Disney's movie musicals were really influenced by the rich theatrical innovation of previous generations and the Great American Songbook. They had and continue to have a profound impact on American culture. These films really blend memorable songs with compelling storytelling and narratives, with these vibrant, amazing visuals that reach broad audiences globally. And they inspire adaptations into stage musical, keeping the tradition of the back and forth alive. Ultimately, we're going to be looking a little bit deeper in the future into the contributions of Gilbert and Sullivan, Jerome Kern, Rogers and Hammerstein, Stephen Sondheim, those early Disney classics, and how they really collectively shaped the evolution of musical theater and influenced the creation of kind of those core Disney movie musicals. As this series continues, we're going to delve deeper and deeper into these topics, looking into the individuals, notable shows, and take a closer look at how each of these key historical moments progressed, as I know the analysis can seem really similar on a high level. And then we'll dive into some of the specific impacts on the Disney movie musicals themselves. Anyways, I am extremely excited to continue working on this series and hope you'll join me as we kind of delve into this history. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. But in the meantime, thank you again for watching and have a great rest of your day.